You are worthy of investing in your self-care. Let's say it together. I am worthy of investing in my self-care. This is a message that came really clearly to the session on money that I did last week in the SMS community. And it's been coming up ever since and coming back around and messages. And some of you have been speaking about it and sharing different revelations about it to me. So I thought I'd come and chat a bit more about this idea of prioritizing our needs and our health. And this isn't just about knowing that we should. This is about what comes first. Does the money that we need to um, have like or use to pay for things that we really need emotionally, psychologically, physically, spiritually, does it come in? Or do we start spending money on those needs and then more comes in? And it's not just about money. When we think about financial abundance, it's about opportunities coming in that are perfect for you. Money is just one expression of that. Sometimes it can just be as simple as deciding what you need and then somehow meeting a person that does that, or coming into contact with an offer, or coming into contact with someone that can direct you to someone. And this came up in our conversation in the session because all too often we see, especially in the work of healing and health and wellness, we see people not prioritizing their needs, their health needs financially, where they will find the money to come up with, something for their car or their home or their children. And that seems very justifiable as a need, whereas like a health need that's needed to help heal an imbalance, heal a disease, heal an issue, heal a mental imbalance or problem or stress or reaction or trigger or anxiety or fear or an exaggerated sense of doom or worry or fear or anything. I mean, I'm just calling things off the top of my head, but imagine that it's normal to prioritize other needs, like things outside of ourselves over our self-care. And I think this is a really important conversation to be having, which is why I am taking time for it, because if we don't prioritize that, essentially we're saying, no, that's not important to me. That's not important to me. I don't need resources or support or help to come in for that area of my life. Because if we're not actively making choices for our self-care, for our needs, for our well-being, then how would we expect it to become something that we're attracting? And we could say even something that we're receiving. And this isn't about shaming or blaming anyone or saying you're doing bad. This is normal. This is part of how we've been programmed uh, to prioritize and to look at ourselves and think about our needs. It should seem maybe that the system should be paying for this, or that there isn't enough for this. And it's really up to us to go beyond the programming, to become unhypnotized in that way and start to see how the more that we prioritize our health, our well-being, the more that money and resources come in for doing so. I work with a lot of hypnosis practitioners and coaches that want to make more money and that want to have more clients. And that's often what I see as the difference between their no figures or a few figures and my six figures, which is I was always willing to spend money along the way. I'm always willing to spend money on what I need in order to grow, to heal, to expand, to learn, and to be supported. And there's a big difference between saying no to an offer or saying no to something because it's really not right for you, and just saying no because you have old programming, because you have limited thinking around like spending money and spending money on yourself. I did see another fellow hypnosis practitioner and trainer sent me a reel today about a hypnotist talking about this, and how, oh no, someone that went for hypnotherapy, and how when he knew that it was what he needed, but then when the practitioner said it's $5,000, and he said, I can't afford that. I only have this much money or this much money. And he was justifying it. And then the hypnotist said, well, if I told you that I had $1 million for you in Fiji, and all you had to do was figure out how to get there, and you would get the $1 million, could you figure it out? And he was like, yeah, for sure. For sure, I can figure this out. There's $1 million on the line. And so that's such a good point, because when it's something that we see a value, we're on it. We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out how to get um that fridge for the house, or this for the car, or that outfit, or whatever it is. That thing from Costco. And understandably, that it might not be always clear as to the advantages that are possible for you, from the inside out, from a perspective of healing and transformation. But I mean, when is it ever nothing? And when do you start to really trust your intuition instead of listen to your old programming and talk yourself out of it by telling yourself, oh, it's like you can wait, or you can put it off, or it's not really going to give you what you need, or you're not sure if it's going to help. And all of these reasons and excuses are just normal part of programming around how we talk ourselves out of what we need. I mean, I have had hundreds of clients, maybe even more, I'm sure more, that waited because they didn't really know. That's the most common thing that I've ever heard in my practice, which is, oh, I wish I didn't wait so long. Like, I wish I knew that I could have relief from this. And as I was training the new hypnosis students, the certification students, that came up too. How usually the first belief that we help unravel, that we help someone to shed, to shake, to let go of, is the belief that they can't heal from it, that it can't change, that they don't have to keep suffering from this pain, that they are not their diagnosis, that everything is possible. And this is probably the first one. And I do believe that because there's a certain barrier, like there's a belief barrier that happens when we say, okay, I'm paying the money, I'm investing in myself, that changes like that. Like over the summer, I had two clients in a row sign up and pay the fee, book the first session, and then both clients told me that they already quit smoking. They weren't coming to quit smoking, granted, they were coming for a bigger change. But before, just from the talking to me, signing up, making the choice to really go forward change, they had both quit smoking before even our first session. And this is massive. I know you coaches out there, you already know this. Just from the moment that you decide you're worth it and you pay the money, things start to change. And because imagine already the belief barrier that was broken through by saying yes to being supported, by saying yes to deserving support. That's amazing. And that's what I'm here to say. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to help you, to encourage you to listen to yourself. And listening to yourself isn't all of this, all the reasons, all the excuses, all the why nots. Listening to yourself is letting that fall away and kind of going, what do I need? I'm sure everybody watching this has one thing that they know they need. Like for me, oh, I need a massage because it's been a few weeks and I will book that, right? Or I think I was talking in my other video how I was going through some stuff. Moving is a really big transition. Plus, I'm changing up a lot of things in my life and in my work, and I needed therapy. And I went for a therapy session. And as we keep saying yes to the priority, the importance of you having help and support, because I know it's really common, and I've fallen into this many times. Like, it's really common for us to just think, I can do this on my own. Like, I know what I need to do. I just need to do it. But my question for you is, when you do it on your own, if you do it on your own, number one, are you going to do it? And number two, is it going to happen as fast? Is it really going to happen? Is it really going to change? Are you really going to heal? Because if those two answers are yes, go forth, conquer, all power to you. I have done many things on my own. But if the answer is no, then by not getting help and support, you're not really prioritizing that need. Because if it's really not going to happen, and maybe that's a barrier block too, right? Like a barrier belief that you should be able to do it on your own, or you can do it on your own if you could just, right? This is our conscious mind. It comes up with all sorts of stories and things about like what we should be able to do, but that's not true. There are subconscious programs running, and we do often need help to unravel and live beyond those limitations. So this is encouragement for everybody watching this to just take that one thing, one thing, like just go within, let the thinking fall away, start to recognize when you're having reasons and excuses, and start to listen. Just what's one thing that I need to do for myself, that I need help with, that I need to book an appointment, that I need to put off or stop putting off. Do you know that there's people with health plans and they get X amount of services every month or every year that don't use them? Yeah. So this is a perfect example, right? When we prioritize our health, then we'll start to have more. Because if we don't have health, what do we have? If we don't have health, does it matter how well that car runs, or what what you did for your kids over yourself or your spouse or your coworkers or your boss? In the end, if you're not feeling good, if you need help, if you need support, that's all that matters. And so here's to prioritizing our self-care and opening the floodgates of abundance for more to come in, and being open to receive that more. If you resonate with this, please hit like, subscribe, that little notification bell so you know when a new video comes out. There's a couple different threads, one for practitioners, hypnosis practitioners, and one for everyone like this. If you do want to access the money session that I'm talking about, the way to do that is in the description, because you just have to shoot me a text to the text messaging community. Thank you so much for being here. So much love and compassion to you. Ciao for now.